Congratulations. Mom, you made it through.
I want to talk about something so near and dear to my heart today that I think I will probably cry. So I apologize if I have to cut this a lot. Okay, this is going to be messy. So I don't think I've showed any of this footage on here ever before. Maybe someone has posted it somewhere, but I don't think I've ever shared it. But I recently had a kid ask me what my favorite skating memory was. And you would assume I have won the world championships 4 times. You would think it would have something to do with that. But my favorite skating memory actually came a few years after I was done competing. I had already retired, and my parents had told me, you should really get your gold medal. I'll explain that in a second. Before you're out of shape. Little did they know I'd be in better shape like 10 years later, but that's not the point. In skating in the US, you have competition and then you have the testing program. So I know this is popular in ice skating. There's a lot of testing that happens to get into certain things. In roller skating, nowadays, it's not as big of a deal. But back in the day, like the 70s and 80s, the testing program was it. Like if you could get your gold medal, that meant something huge. It still holds that much weight to me, but to a lot of people, I think it's kind of not talked about as much. Anyway, I have my gold medal through the testing program in American solo dance, international solo dance, and American team dance. Now, I knew when I wanted to do this that I realistically only had one option for American team dance, and that was my dad. I don't understand. I talk about my dad all the time and I don't burst into tears. Why not? When I'm recording. Okay, I'm just gonna have to fight through this. Maybe some of you don't know this, but we lost my father a few years ago. My dad was, I think, the best skating coach ever. Like, I've taken lessons and worked with a lot of instructors. He was by far the best coach I ever had. And he was by far the best skating partner ever. There was something about the way that my dad skated with a partner that was so easy. He had this way of moving, which he did teach me. I hope I am as good of a skating partner as he was. He had this fluidity that he moved with, and there was nothing rough or hard about skating with him. A lot of people think you have to like force and move the other skater, and there are other ways to do it. I know from experience. This was, I think, 2014, which means he was, Taylor, can you do 2014 minus 1946? 68? The big deal about this was not exactly me taking the test. It had been 2 years since the last time I competed. So, yes, I was a little bit out of shape. I needed to practice, I needed to prepare. But my dad was almost 70 years old. 70 years old is, in my opinion, not that old. I work with a lot of people that are in their 50s and 60s, close to their 70s, and they're in amazing shape. But to do the test, because your skating partner has to literally do the test with you. And if they mess up, sure, like that's okay. You're actually the one being judged, but you don't want that to happen. You want it to be a nice, smooth, wonderful test, and you want both partners to be really good enough to pass the test. So my dad was 68 years old, I believe, almost 70. And he used to skate tests with people. He was like the test guy. He skated a lot of people's gold medal tests. I'm sure I will get some comments. Please comment if he skated your gold medal test with you. It wasn't like he'd never done it before. He had many times, but he hadn't done it in a lot of years. So he was very, very nervous. He was going in to practice for my test. He probably practiced for my test more than I practiced for my test, but he would go in like an hour before he had to teach. And that man taught a lot of hours, but he would go in for an hour before all of that to practice, or stay like an hour late to practice after he taught. And thinking about it now, I'm like, oh my gosh, like that was so much work. And I'm so grateful, obviously. That was like such a movie tear that just happened. Just would be a great audition for something that I'd have to cry. Forever grateful for that, for what he did. And I'm so glad that I have a copy of this test that I can show some clips of it. But I talk about roller skating being a family thing, and it really has been for me, and it really can be for anyone, because roller skating is one of those amazing things that people of all ages from all walks of life can do together. And that does mean that a parent and a child, or a grandparent and a child, whoever you are, you can skate with other people. And my dad did such a great job at that. Obviously, he was a skating coach, so he was at the rink, and I kind of had no choice as a kid. But going from this to this, wow. So, if you're a parent and you want to do something like this with your kid, do it, even if you're scared, because I know that he was very scared. And I told him, I reassured him, I'm strong enough. I'm strong enough to hold you up. I'm strong enough to do the dance and hold you up. I promise you. Reality is, I don't think I was, but he didn't need any assistance once the day of the test came. He was on it. So, yeah, I just wanted to share that with you. That is obviously very close to me. But yeah, and happy Father's Day. Oh, they gave him a medal because he would have passed the test. So even at 68 years old, they gave him a medal and said, we know you already have your gold medal, but here's another one because you would have passed the test. So I put it on Bob.
Anything for a rep. Congratulations. Bob, you made it through. Complete scoring of our local test this morning.